Listen. Make sure you like this video as you are coming in. Make sure you like it. Thank you. What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New. And honey, I am back in the building. Listen. Now, what I'm about to report on is it's giving when you dig one ditch, okay? When you dig one ditch for one person, be careful because you just may fall in. And the person that I'm talking about is Yolanda, honey. Okay, yes. So nasty and so rude. Yolanda, we know, has this lawsuit against Miss Melody Cherie. Okay? And Yolanda is accusing Miss Melody Cherie of getting her fans and supporters to unsubscribe to Yolanda's channel. Okay? Yolanda is suing Melody for defamation. Now, defamation is very hard to prove. Most people, they don't, win those type of cases. Okay? And in the past, I believe it was Funky Dineva that said that, I think it was Sheree suing him and Michelle Brown for trespassing and defamation and, all this other stuff. And, Funky Dineva said he'd been sued quite a few times, honey, and it just didn't go through. It just didn't check out because the people can't prove it. Okay, it's not about what you know, it's what you can prove. And the truth needs no proof. How you doing? So, honey, let's get out here because I got this tea on Yolanda, honey. Okay, and how Melody's attorney, honey, is a savage, honey, okay? Basically, the attorney is saying that Yolanda caused her own self to be fired. Okay, I guess Yolanda was down to her employer, honey, and recording the peoples that she be working with. Okay, he, she, I don't have the right pronoun. I don't know. Okay, all I know is I don't do ghetto. I thought that would be a little funny, but I know y'all like Miss Robinson. You are so corny. But yeah, Yolanda is being accused, honey, of fraud and negligence and wrongdoing by Melody's attorney. So I was like, and I knew Melody was gonna get his ass. He, he. I knew that Miss Melody Cherie, that Scorpio, was coming, baby. Melody was all nice and chill and quiet and had the giggles. And, she kept coming on live, positive attitude, honey, telling us not to allow spirits like Yolanda, honey, to get and keep us down, honey, okay? I think Yolanda is going through self-destruction. It's all about self-destruction. Who was that? Was that NWA? I know it was a whole bunch of people, honey. Look, a whole bunch of people's down to the video, but that's what it's giving. Okay. So Melody's attorney states that the plaintiff's alleged damages were caused by the plaintiff's own actions or inactions or failures to perform. It was the plaintiff who caused the job loss, okay? You caused it, Yolanda? You trying to blame somebody else? Okay. The subscribers, he blaming Melody because she, made the people what? Unsubscribe from him? No, they saw your character. They saw your behavior. You have a pattern of behavior of recording people and using said recordings for malicious intent. Okay, when you get mad, you use them on Mad Day. You done did it to Kiki. You done did it to what? Melody. You done did it to whoever else. Okay, because he been all up and through that thing on Love and Marriage Huntsville. He done showed up at Destiny's open house. What else? He done interviewed the people that Marceau and Latifah owe. Okay. He has always attached him or herself to this show, Love and Marriage Huntsville. Always. You just recently had a stint where you went and purchased one of them nasty ass potatoes, honey. Okay, my bad. Potatoes from Miss Wanda. Okay? And you was trying to, get near the filming crew. Then you got mad at them and said you wasn't on no BS. But guess what? You ended up being on some BS and you recorded them and used it for what? Clicks and fodder in these YouTube streets. Child, it's a mess. Oh, and like I said before, honey, we are on a journey to 20,000 subscribers. Okay, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you share this video. I'd appreciate it. So as far as his job, I guess we'll say allegedly, honey. All of this is alleged, I wish y'all could see my face. It's alleged, but, we gotta do our due diligence and say that, honey, for the peoples. This man is a mental health provider. I guess he was. He's being accused of violating clients' rights. Violating the client's right to privacy. I guess he was over there down to his YouTube recording them. I think some of you all told me that you've seen some of them a couple of times when he was on live. And then it's like, why is you going live at work? Okay? That's like getting fired on your day off. That's some Craig shit. Okay? They said they got me on, what they say, what Craig say? They said they got me on video stealing boxes. Not stealing the boxes, honey. I just watched Friday, too. That's my movie, honey. Rest in peace, honey, to John Witherspoon. That is another one of my favorite comedians. I love that man. And I'm mad I didn't get to meet him before he passed. So rest in peace, baby. Bang, 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 bang. Okay? He was a dog catcher. Oh, he got bit in the ass, honey. When I tell you that's so funny, honey. Whew. Now, look, back to the issue at hand, okay? Having a little sidebar fun, okay? Your Honor, may I approach? Ooh, child, it looked like Melody's attorney is questioning the morals, principles, and values of Yolanda, honey. That's what it looked like. Okay? Ooh, child. Says the plaintiff has a lack of restraint. Ooh, child, not the lack of restraint. Okay? Ooh, recklessness. Ooh, using all the right words, honey. Harmful, destructive, recklessness. Yes. Look, all of that is him. Him, her, he, she, you get my drift. I don't know what pronoun to use, child, okay? I'm just saying, listen. So Yolanda is being accused of letting the patients come into the frame of, when he or she would do the lives, right? But like I said, why would you go live at work? It just looks like a conflict of interest. It does. It's messy. You got co-workers. We all know you can't trust your damn co-workers. Okay, you can't trust them peoples. Gotta treat them peoples with a long-handled spoon. Okay, they probably didn't like him. Don't nobody like him or her. He, she, whatever. Don't nobody like him. So I think that Melody's attorney, if I'm guessing you guys, feels like Yolanda, honey, almost slipped up, violated, the client's rights, that she worked with. Okay? All of this says negligence and some very unethical behavior. Ooh, child, they may be catching him in the fraud, honey. Not the fraud of it all. The plaintiff, honey, is accusing Melody of making her lose money, making her lose the subscribers. No, it's your actions, it's your bad behavior, it's your karma, and all of it is catching up with you. You have an ego, and you're very delusional, okay? So you have this big ego, and you just feel like entitled to everybody and everything, and if you don't get what you want when you want it, then, you're willing to lie to get what you want. You're willing to punish people. Okay? Because you know that Melody has 4 children. You know she has the ex-husband from hell. And that always drags her back and forth to court. So why would you involve her in this case? It's just frivolous. It's crazy. It's just like Ariane. She wanted to sleep with Melody's husband for all those years, get pregnant by him several times, and then eventually had a baby with him. And then you're like, yeah, but I don't want anybody to talk about me. I don't want to be judged. Bitch, you put yourself in a situation to be judged. Had you kept your damn legs closed, okay? Well, Martell kept calling me, bitch. You didn't have to answer. Okay? That's why they got voicemail or block or whatever. You had the right features. No, you didn't want to own up to your bad behavior because of shame. That's why people don't own up to their bad behavior, because of shame. Because of low self-esteem, low self-worth. They're not willing to put in the work to correct those issues. That's why, it hurts when people criticize them, when people try to get them to take accountability for their actions. They are allergic to doing that. And it's very interesting that he was even over there talking to her. Okay? Well, not he, she, Yolanda, was over there talking to Ariane. Because guess what? If I can't get what I want from Kiki, if you won't let me in your circle, I can't come through the makeup artist and all these other people. If I can't eat at the same restaurant you eat at, then yeah, I'll go talk to your ex-husband's mistress. And then I will put her, okay? I will put her in all my thumbnails. In the center of the cast. She's not even on the show. You show your jealousy, your disdain, your hatred for Melody when you did that. Okay? Okay, so let's see what some people's, honey, think about this. I know they was talking about this down to the Facebook, child. They talk about it everywhere. YT. Everywhere, honey. Okay, they is talking about you, Yolanda. And Yolanda, okay? Yolanda is going to get upset again that everybody's talking about this. So, it's just crazy. One person says, I guess the judge says it's all the time. You can't come in with unclean hands. Another person says, just like Nene Leakes said, you never win when you play dirty. I know that's right. Another person says, this man has no lawyer. All he wants to do is waste Melody's time and cause her to spend money on this frivolous lawsuit. Another person says, Yolanda is a stalker, honey. Another person says it's time for Yolanda to get everything she's been looking for the nerve of her to think a judge will side with her with the vindictive actions she has committed. Another person says, I pray Melody wins her case against this evil hater. It is so sad. I hope God blesses and protects her kids, her businesses from this frivolous lawsuit. Another person says, the nerve of Yolanda suing Mel when she is the one that has defamed her character for months and talked disgustingly about her mother. Melody should be suing Yolanda. She will prevail, though. Oh, yes, she will. Absolutely. Another person says Yolanda should have been fired. She should not be on live at her workplace. I'm sure there is a code of conduct, and it seems that she violated the client's privacy rights. Yeah, definitely. But Yolanda don't see it like that. Okay? Yolanda has no empathy. So let's get into the mind frame of a narcissist. So why do narcissists falsely accuse you? A narcissist usually makes false allegations for control, revenge, or validation. It's also to manipulate and control their environment. I'm so glad, honey, that Melody has some good legal counsel, because this attorney, honey, seems skilled and can help to identify, gather, and present evidence, okay, that effectively exposes the narcissist's tactics. That's what I see happening. So how will a narcissist act in court? Narcissists often exploit the legal system to assert power and control, leading to emotionally draining interactions and unfavorable outcomes for their adversaries. They may distort narrative, shift culpability, and present false information in order to further their objectives. Do narcissists know what they are doing? No, narcissists don't know what they're doing. Their false sense of self is telling them they are great and have no flaws or vulnerabilities. On top of that, their defense mechanisms make them believe they are always right, even when they sound ridiculous. And we all know why all of this has came about with Yolanda. It's because Melody rejected her, okay? And when you reject a narcissist, it triggers, their abandonment issues. It makes them feel bad about themselves. They feel rejected and hurt because they are entitled to you and getting everything that they want. Okay? And when they don't get what they want, there will be hell to pay. So what happens if Yolanda loses in court? Okay? What happens when that happens? Because to me, that's how I feel like it's going to play out. It's going to go in Melody's favor. But the narcissists, they have an inflated self-image and they struggle to accept defeat. So their first reaction is often denial and disbelief. They will also start blaming others or the system. They will likely shift the blame for their loss to others, such as their legal team, the judge, or the legal system itself. Dramatic outbursts. We saw all of this stuff with her ex. He, because that fool always unraveling. A lost court case can trigger dramatic emotional displays and attempts to gain sympathy from others. They also may attempt to manipulate public opinion. They may try to sway public opinion against the court's ruling or the victor by distorting facts and playing the victim. Filing appeals. Narcissists are likely to file appeals to try and overturn the decision as they believe they are always right. They will undermine or sabotage the victor. If appeals fail, they may resort to spreading rumors, causing harm, or otherwise seeking revenge to reassert dominance and boost their ego. Losing in court can cause a blow to their self-esteem. It can significantly damage their self-esteem, which they base on their victories and superiority. They will likely engage in damage control to maintain their image within their social circle, them aunties, okay? Spinning the loss to portray themselves as the victim. Self-isolation or retaliatory behaviors. Narcissists might isolate themselves or engage in vindictive behaviors towards those they blame for the loss. Child, what you think about that? And in the words, honey, of my boy John Witherspoon, got your ass, Mr. Postman. They got you, Yolanda. And on that note, honey, Miss Rapperson is out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.